Reddit is a website that bills itself as the front page of the internet. In many ways, it is for those that use it, becoming one of the most popular websites in the entire world. Reddit allows each user to personalize their viewing experience, meaning that you can subscribe and unsubscribe from individual subreddits, tailoring Reddit into whatever you want to see or read about. This includes everything from sports to gaming to entertainment to politics to true crime. However, like almost every collection of human beings in history, Reddit is not a perfect place. It has its fair share of dark spots, which allow those with creepy or unusual tastes to congregate. This can result in subreddits dedicated to drug use, illegal pirating, white nationalists, or even child porn. Many of these subreddits are hidden, able to be accessed by only select users. But there have been a few open examples that bridge the gap between illegal and immoral behavior. One such example is the /r/jailbait subreddit. The community focused on sexual images of people who were technically of legal age, but who were youthful enough to appear barely or even pre-pubescent. It was popular, as any sexually focused internet location tends to be. Despite this, however, the /u/jailbait subreddit had attracted thousands of followers in the years leading up to this. But the subreddit was also highly polarizing, so much so that after it was given national attention on CNN in 2011, the subreddit triggered investigations that eventually caused the exposure, job loss, and retirement of its creator, Violentacrez. Violentacrez wasn't the only moderator though. There was also ReligionOfPeace. R.O.P was an active Reddit user who commented regularly on a variety of topics, but spent too much of his time talking about violence and politics, railing against liberal news sites and socialism while promoting things like youthful sex, violence, atheism, and his website, which was named LakeCityQuietPills.com. This website was being used as an image host, hosting many of the risque and pornographic images that would appear on the creepy /r/jailbait subreddit. Whenever recommending the usage of this site to others, /u/ReligionOfPeace had billed it as that old guy's image host, informing other users that they could use it to host images of their own, and they obliged, willingly. By the summer of 2009, LakeCityQuietPills.com was full of images of scantily clad women and girls, including photos of pornographic material. Many thought very little of it, simply using it as a repository for the images that flooded the dark corners of Reddit. In addition to /r/jailbait, other subreddits had started to use LakeCityQuietPills.com to host images, which they would then link to Reddit. In July of 2009, long before the subreddit drew scrutiny from CNN, R.O.P stopped posting. A new poster logged on the day after R.O.P's last post. Their username was 26, and they made a thread. The thread titled "The End of ReligionOfPeace, He Died Today" was posted at around 1950 GMT and included the following passage: "I'm the person who provided ReligionOfPeace the space for that old guy's image host. Milo died today. He was 79 years old. He died at his desk looking at your site. Milo was a mean old fucker. Mean and ornery. He hooked me up with my first gig when I got out of the army. I didn't like finding him like that. Milo don't have any living relatives and no real friends, and other than his landlady and a few people where he worked, he didn't talk to anyone about much of anything. Me, he just tolerated. As I said, he was mean. I think he used that as a shield to keep people away from him. Milo thought God was some kind of con game, thought up by some lazy son of a bitches who didn't want to work every day. So he's going into the fire on Monday without a service just like he wanted. I'm planning to dump his ashes in the woods in Pennsylvania near where he was born. Can't put them right there 'cause there's a mall there now. I gave the girl next door his raggedy old cat and most of his books. His computers and tronic shit he tagged for the disabled vets and the VVA. All the rest of the stuff is for the Salvation Army. All those years and everything he owned fits in the trunk of my car. I don't know what else to say. I'll miss him. Miserable bastard. Despite containing a variety of spelling and grammatical errors, this post received a pretty emotional response by dozens of Redditors that began going through /u/ReligionOfPeace's prior posts. They pointed to his posted war stories, as well as his gruff and grumpy responses to perceived spammers and trolls. A Reddit user passed away, a friend created an account to let other Redditors know about their passing, and then everyone moves on. But, as you can guess, it wasn't the end of this story. In fact, the story was really just beginning. Some people are curious though. It sounded like it might be a hoax. Certainly nothing new for internet forums, and they decided to investigate. What they found was a history of a user named Angel26, who had been an irregular poster to places like FARC, a humor news crowdsourcing site founded in 1999, and who had an email address at lakecityquietpills.com. The name Lake City Quiet Pills made some people curious because it seemed to have no relation to pornographic images. What it might have relation to, however, is the Lake City Army ammunition plant. Especially when Angel26's old forum posts were examined and their tagline, the quote that could be set to auto-generate at the end of a forum post, was noticed dispensing Lake City Quiet Pills to lousy bastards in need of permanent rest since 1968. At that point, nothing was clear. It could have been that everything was exactly as presented by Religion of Peace and 26. It could still be nothing more than a hoax, however. What argued against the hoax were the consistent spelling errors of 26, Angel26, over the course of the year, errors which were not seen in R.O.P's posts. Some Reddit users were drawn into the possible hoax nature of things. The resultant publicity further convinced doubters that it was all being done to generate traffic to lakecitypills.com. Driven by a desire to prove themselves right, hackers started investigating the site. This is where the mystery kicked into high gear. Examining the available code for the site, a hidden message forum was found. Messages there referred to Shade maintaining a calendar, Angel having job postings for EU and Asia, and specifics about people not being sent to me. A poster, assumed to be Angel, aka Angel26, informed everyone in the secret message board that they'd found Milo dead, dealt with his things, and given his cat to the next door neighbor. They also provided more information. They bricked his iron key, so all was well. Amidst the response messages were job postings, which included data like immediate need, 8 to 10 Chinese Korean, fluent Korean dialect accent details after contact, 12-week half-pay sequester on refusal, 2 ground types, fluent Farsi, Arabic, French, no papers, no problems, and need formed group, 8 to 10, single op, deliv bonus, gentleman's agreement, insurance, immediate need. If it was a hoax, it was an intricately planned one. Instead, on the surface, it looked as if a mercenary operation may have been accidentally uncovered. One that was possibly involved in illegal activity based on the concerns about bricking, rendering useless the iron key and encrypted flash drive. There was no absolute evidence of it, but it is plausible. If that interpretation is correct, however, it calls into question one other thing: a party that was planned on the site. Once suspicions were raised about lakecityquietpills.com, people noticed that the date of a party discussed on the site seemed to mirror the assassination of Muhammad al-Mohab. The problem here is that the evidence grows steadily less reliable. What begins as a certainty that someone is involved in an incredibly shady website devolves to a strong likelihood there are at least 2 people involved, one of whom died while the other handled their post-humanist affairs, then devolves further into a probability the secret site involved job offers for a private group of associates, to a possibility the job offers are for mercenary work, to a connection established purely by having common dates for 2 events. It's an interesting story. It's a great example of how odd the internet can be. In the years since this internet mystery unfolded, many have come to believe that Lake City Quiet Pills is nothing more than a hoax, or even a game. Some believe that it was an elaborate stunt meant to make the users internet famous, but I personally don't believe that. If they had wanted to simply fool everyone, then it seems like a lot of work to go to plant some seeds and then immediately shut down the site when it was discovered. It would have taken years to establish all those internet accounts, making the odd comments and posts, etc. What is it not, however, is proof that an internet troll had a direct link to a notorious Dubai murder.